Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for January 17th. What say let's take a look at some things related to this day. As always, we'll take a look at a word, check into some events, talk about a song. Alrighty, here we go. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for January 17th. January 17th is the 17th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 348 days remaining to the end of the year, 349 in leap years. January the 17th is Christian feast day of St. Anthony the Great. He's believed to have been born in Egypt about the year 251 and chose to sell all his possessions and live as a hermit, choosing an ascetic lifestyle. He lived pretty much in nature, his diet consisting of nothing more than bread, salt, and water. While there were ascetics and hermits before Anthony, he's thought of as the first monk or the father of monasticism and Christianity because of the community that grew up around him. This Anthony lived to the age of 105. There's also St. Anthony of Padua, the patron saint of lost things, but today's St. Anthony the Great is the patron saint of animals, skin diseases, farmers, butchers, basket makers, brush makers, and grave diggers. St. Anthony the Great. Today's word is penury. Penury is a noun that means extreme poverty or destitution, scarcity or inadequacy, absence of resources. I guess St. Anthony the Great lived in penury by choice. Some example sentences could be, after years of penury, the artist finally achieved recognition and financial stability, or the drought led to widespread penury in the region, leaving many families struggling to survive. We see the word penury in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Act 5, Scene 1. Romeo uses the word in a soliloquy where he talks about the penury, the extreme poverty of an individual who might be compelled by his desperate circumstances to do something illegal to make some money, highlighting the desperation and destitution associated with the term penury. The word penury comes from a Latin word that meant want, scarcity, or need, derived from a root word that referred to provisions or food supplies, suggesting a lack of the essentials for life. The term entered the English language in the 1300s. Penury. The word penury was suggested by YouTube viewer at TJPayur5331. Thanks, TJ. And if you have a word you'd like us to investigate in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, this is the birthday of American publisher, diplomat, inventor, and politician Benjamin Franklin, born January 17, 1706. Included in his long list of accomplishments, several of which I've mentioned in previous episodes, he was the first United States Postmaster General. He packed a lot of life into his years for sure. Benjamin Franklin lived to the age of 84. This is the birthday of the amazing actress, game show panelist, television personality, and animal rights activist Betty White. Born January 17, 1922. What a gal. She was in the midst of planning her 100th birthday party when she passed away, just a few weeks shy of it at the age of 99. Betty White. This is the birthday of musician, singer, songwriter, actress, and author Susanna Hoffs, born January 17, 1959. Along with sisters Debbie Peterson and Vicki Peterson, Susanna was one of the founding members of the Bangles in 1981. We've talked about the Bangles a few times, and fairly recently at that. The Bangles split up in 1989, but got back together in 1999 and released a couple more albums in 2003 and 2011. Besides that, Ms. Hoffs has appeared in films, made some solo albums, and written a book called This Bird Has Flown, published in 2023. Happy birthday, Susanna Hoffs. Hazy Shade of Winter was written by Paul Simon, and Simon and Garfunkel released it as a standalone single in October of 1996. It was later released on their album Bookends in 1968. Nearly 2 decades later, the Bangles recorded a cover of Hazy Shade of Winter for the soundtrack to the 1987 film Less Than Zero. The Bangles version was released as a single in November of 1987, and it went to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. Interestingly, A Hazy Shade of Winter didn't appear on any of the Bangles' studio albums, but it was included on their first official Greatest Hits album that came out in 1990. A Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles. Links to both the Bangles and Simon & Garfunkel's versions of Hazy Shade of Winter in the description. And there you have it for January 17th. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and stay curious. Yep, I think that's good. All right. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.